Hi, it's Monique Lynelle here. Okay, so we're on chapter 2. So, welcome to the book talk and chapter 2 of Blessed in the Midst of the Storm by me, Monique Lynelle. And the second chapter is When You Feel Like Hope is Gone, Have Faith. Okay, so we're going to talk about this really quick. So, well, not that I can really talk about stuff really quick. I gotta get into the nitty gritty. So this chapter is quite different. It gets a little deep, but I'm trying to be lighthearted because some of this stuff is heavy. So what I do talk about in reference to this is a situation where I was violated from somebody that I dealt with after my divorce. I dealt with him for about 2 years. The way I would describe it is that I was outside of the arc of safety. So I was doing, things with him, like I would drink with him or I would smoke with him, but that's not what brought this moment on. So I would be with him. I would come visit him. He would visit me. I would see him almost every weekend, like for a year, because we lived in different places after I moved back down to Maryland. Even though I grew up in Philly, um, I had lived there after the military, and then 2002 I moved up there when me and my ex were together. So right before I got a divorce in the end of 2003, I moved back down to Maryland. So anyway, what happened is he gave me some kind of weird drug. I didn't know what he gave me, but I felt extremely loopy, like I was out of it, like if somebody was giving you something to make you go to sleep, like anesthesia almost, like a pill, a Molly or something. I don't know if it was either in my drink or whatever the smoke was. It was different than regular weed. It was just a weird night. I trusted him, so it didn't matter to me because I trusted him, and he violated me that night. I kept saying no because I had an infection and I just didn't want to do anything with him. So I was just like, no. But I felt so weak. Like I'm not a weak person at all. So I just felt weak, and I was just like, when I was saying no, I couldn't even push him off of me. And it was just like he wasn't taking no for an answer because we had been dealing with each other for 2 years. And he was used to being with me. So I'm not making any excuses for his behavior. But it really devastated me because I just was like, why wouldn't he just stop when I was like, no? I didn't just say it once. I said it over and over and over again. But I still was drugged. Thank God it wasn't crack. But I'm just saying, it was really hard for me. I had to learn that each of these situations that God spared me from, I had to have faith in him. So ultimately, now I just use this story because it was something that I went through. And when you lose hope in a thing, it was like nobody around that I could really talk to about it. I really didn't want to go to the police because I know that a lot of questions come back to you when you go to the police. Now, if I was talking to somebody else now about it, I would tell them to go make the report immediately, allow them to do a rape kit or whatever else they have to do, because that's how you can make a record of something, and you can have, go ahead and get a restraining order or anything else that needs to happen, or at least it's on record that, you said something. But at that time, that's not how I was thinking. I was thinking, oh, it's some kind of drug in my system. I don't know what it is. And if I go to them, they'll ask me about taking any drugs at any time. And so I was just like, oh gosh, I don't know what to do. And so it put me in a bad situation, and I felt like all hope was gone in reference to that situation. So in the book, in chapter 2, I talk about that briefly. I touch on that, and you know, I still had to dig deep and have faith in God to heal my heart in reference to these different things later on. So that's why it's probably better that I'm talking about it now than when it initially happened, because I didn't feel much support. I didn't feel like somebody was there for me. I didn't feel like the people that I did tell were actually, very understanding of the situation, and I didn't tell many people. So I will not state who I did tell, but because when I did tell them, they didn't do much. I just felt really hopeless and helpless, and I felt in a bad situation. But since then, I have been able to forgive this person. I'm no longer friends with him. But he apologized for what he did and how he made me feel. And I accepted his apology only by the grace of God, because I wanted to be forgiven. So I went on a whole stint of things of forgiving people, and I had to forgive my ex-husband. I had to forgive some friends that were very disloyal, or backstabbing type people, and did things that really hurt me, as friends. And the thing is that I was able to forgive them, send them letters, do whatever. But my faith in God has grown because I've seen him change things. And when all my hope was gone, when I decided to trust in God and put my faith in him, he was able to heal my heart and turn things around. And now those things and those people do not have power over me and any type of authority. I'm not giving it over to them by allowing the pain that they cause to dictate how I'm going to believe in God and how I see him, because God might have allowed something to happen, but every situation that God has allowed to happen, he's turning it around and helping me to have a testimony, and that God is still faithful and he is still just, and he is not going to allow more on me than I can bear. So I'm still here, and my faith has grown to a whole nother level. And those are the type of things that I talk about in chapter 2. Of course, my book is not 80,000 pages, so there's nuggets, and there are also scriptures in the chapter that I can include when I'm finish up the video. I can include some of the scriptures that are within the book. But if you get the book, either get a paperback or you can get the ebook, and I would love for you to read it, and then you can send me an email or comments in reference to anything that you learn or you might have questions about. But I put the actual scriptures in the book that help me through these processes and that touch on these subjects. So I'm not a minister, but hopefully it ministers to your heart and your soul that I've overcome some of these things, and I still have faith in God, even though some of these very difficult things have happened to me. So I hope you have a blessed day, and I hope you get through chapter 2. The book is not that long, so what I've heard is that it's a page turner, so you have to go ahead and turn those pages, child. So thank you for being with me, and I'll see you next time. This is Monique Lynelle, and I'm out.